Before I start a new meal, I better get rid of the one I had last night.
Here's how the system works. You pay taxes to the government pools that money and uses it to provide the people with essential goods and services that they need. In this country, we've got a different system for getting the things we need. Take healthcare. We pay taxes to the government, and the government gives our money to a middleman, for-profit insurance companies or for-profit health providers. And the insurance companies provide health coverage in exchange for maybe some more money from us, and a deductible that covers not everything, certainly not your teeth or your skin or your eyes. It's a pretty good system if you own an insurance company. Companies like United Health and Aetna collect 70% of their health plan revenue from government programs. Humana, 90%. These health plan businesses would not exist without our tax money. And it's not just healthcare. It's pharma, oil and gas, higher education. Taxpayers subsidize these industries who then take their profits, and we still pay so-called free market rates for their product. It's a classic double dip. Here's how.
He mentioned judging people for their doctrine. And as I said earlier, yes, we should be judging people for their doctrine. So yes, that's what we do. We do that. We judge people for their doctrine. The Apostle Paul did that. Jesus did that. And we are commanded to do that. What does test the spirits mean? What do we test them against? We test them against the Word of God. That's how we test them. All right, so let's talk about the characteristics of the Pharisees. Who were the Pharisees? What were they like? Well, first of all, I don't know if you know this or not, but the Pharisees still exist today.
Okay, and speaking of Pharisees, look at all these televangelists and how much money they're making. They're multi-millionaires many times over. Joyce Meyer, Joel Osteen, a lot of these jackasses, Jesse Duplantis. Some of these guys own fleets of airplanes. I forgot, Benny Hinn makes a buttload of money. People are giving them money. People who don't have money are giving money to these televangelists and these preachers that are living lavishly. Benny Hinn stays in hotels that cost $10,000 a night just to stay in, okay? So these guys are getting rich off of you. So are the frauditors, like Amagansett Press. He makes like $2 million a year, which means he qualifies for the IRS short form. That's one side of one page. I'm sure he pays his taxes, and like Warren Buffett, who pays less income tax than his secretary, Amagansett Press is living large because people are donating money. That's how they make the majority of their money, is donations from idiots who don't have money. He's begging for money and people are sending him money. What the hell's wrong with you people? Whether it's a televangelist or a frauditor, you ought to keep the money for yourself, but that's just my opinion. But be careful with your money.
I'm here to deposit $9,999. Alrighty, and right below our mandatory federal reporting threshold. Exactly. You're not going to catch me depositing over $10,000 in a single transaction. Have a nice day. Hi, bank. Me again, here to deposit $9,999. Huh. I'm suspicious that you are purposely evading our reporting threshold. I am now going to file a suspicious activity report. What? I didn't even deposit over $10,000. However, the act of purposely avoiding the threshold is known as structuring, and it is highly illegal. You might be doing illegal financial crimes. But I'm not. Besides, innocent until proven guilty.
No.
Yeah, not really in this case. If the government finds my report valid, they will presume you are guilty and seize all of your assets, and it will be up to you to prove your innocence.
That's the way it works. I hate to say it, but now you know.
And I want you to buy my car. I need a road. So I'm going to build the road. Oh, wait a minute. I convinced you to build the road. That's even better. Oh my gosh, I made it a national priority. Oh, it's a security problem. We need a military design interstate system. That's why it goes through mountains instead of over them. That's why there are long stretches of straightaways so you can land an airplane on it. That's why they're built above the road. That's why the surface roads are not the same thing as highways, because the highways are not on the surface. Why? Because they're built up. Why? Because tanks can drive on them without decomposing the road. What specs did we put this to? To the Autobahn. The Germans invented the modern highway system. They invented the cloverleaf. They invented the off-ramps. They invented all of that. And their armies could move on their roads like it was nobody's business. And Eisenhower said, hey, I'll get me some of that. That's probably not how he said it, I'm guessing. He comes on, convinces us all that we need to build an internet. I got nothing against the interstate system. I'm just giving you the foundational facts for it. If I
comply with our rules.
What rules? I need to see these rules. What rule says that I can't use a video camera?
Go back and forth with you. I just
So
explained to you.
so you're just making up rules because you don't want to be on camera.
Our situation.
You got a camera on.
I just explained to you our rules. So
If you're a police officer engaged in your public duties, the First Amendment in the Supreme Court says I have the right to film you. So you're going to go against the Supreme Court?
No.
First Amendment rights are not unlimited, and there are instances where recording could violate the law. Courts upholding the right to record have also held that police may reasonably restrict some First Amendment rights, according to what's generally called a time, place, and manner restrictions.
So how does time, place, and manner affect this case?
you're not going to comply?
I am complying. I'm waiting for us to get on that van right there.
So originally saying that we're going to work around people's houses,
Okay.
cutting grass. You know, they might not want their property filmed.
Well, they don't have any choice about that if they're in public.
Yeah, the corrections officer just provided the restriction on time, place, and manner. The working party are going into private citizens' public housing and areas. And under the Supreme Court ruling, can restrict the place under time, place, and manner exceptions.
So originally saying that we're going to work around people's houses,
Okay.
cutting grass. You know, they might not want their property filmed.
Well, they don't have any choice about that if they're in public.
I ask you a question, sir. If you here to work, right,
Uh-huh.
and you filming, how you don't work?
Okay, these, people, these idiots who support the frauditors and the televangelists, they say, well, they got more subscribers, therefore they're right. No, they got more subscribers, but you're stupid and you're supporting the wrong people that are not working for your interests. All I'm saying is you need to be educated and you're not. So instead of giving your money away to the frauditors and the televangelists, educate yourself for a change.
Where's the manager? Bring the manager out now because I asked for almond milk and I can barely taste the almonds. Probably because there's no almond milk.
You can't talk to the manager, but you can talk to a lawyer. Sorry, I'm gonna have to ask you to leave.
How about no? I shan't. I'm an American.
Yep, since you're refusing to leave, that means you're trespassing on private property.
Oh, fine. Now I'm outside the door, but I shan't be silenced. How about you come out here and fight me like a man, coffee boy? I'm gonna kick your ass in front of everyone, coffee boy.
Now you're disturbing the peace by threatening violence. You could be arrested. That's assault.
But I missed.
Yes, but you put me in fear of being hit. And that's battery.
Because it was a scone?
No, because it actually hit me.
Where?
Rejected from jury duty. There was a woman who was robbed. She said he robbed her, the groceries, took it, and then ran off. The cops found the guy. He was not in possession of anything she said he took. They looked in the area if anything stashed in dumpsters or anything. They didn't find anything. The judge reads the particulars and goes, does anyone think they would not be able to convict based on the kind of information and evidence that's been presented? I said, yes, I'd have a problem if the only evidence available is eyewitness testimony. Then everything I know tells me I should not trust it on the level where you end up putting someone in jail, if that's the only evidence you have. What the judge said next was, are there any other jurors who need more than one witness before they would be able to convict? And I said, should I jump in now and say, that's not what I said? What should I do? The person in front of me said, Your Honor, that's not what he said. And I resisted with all my might to say, Your Honor, you were eyewitness to what I said 20 seconds ago and got it wrong.
Yes!
Why do cops touch the back of your car? For two reasons. Number one, we want to make sure the trunk is secure to prevent a surprise attack. Get off me! Number two, to put our fingerprints on the car in case you flee. All units, we gotta run our BMW fingerprints on the car! Or worse.
Sarge, the guy who did this to me, my fingerprints are on his car. Avenge me.
No.
So what do we say to a frauditor? You know, they always ask these questions. How do we answer a frauditor? Here's an idea.
I think you have to take a shit. It's coming out of your mouth instead of your asshole.
That's a good way comeback for a frauditor.
As a scientist, do you believe in God?
Productive scientists do not bring their Bible, their scripture, their holy books into the lab because they do not mix there. So they draw a line in the sand and they do one in one place, then they worship on the weekend, Saturday or Sunday, whatever your religious tradition, there. So to ask whether they can coexist, the answer is empirically yes. Every description of God that I've heard holds God to be all-powerful, very typical, and all good. And then I look around and I see a tsunami that killed 250,000 people in Indonesia, an earthquake that killed 250,000 people in Haiti, and I see earthquakes and tornadoes and disease, childhood leukemia, and I see all of this and I say, I do not see evidence of both of those being true simultaneously. If there is a God, the God is either not all-powerful or not all good.
So you're going to lie to me? Is that what you're saying?
I don't know if you want to call it a lie. I mean, I am a free American.
What's your name?
Hey man, why don't you calm down? Why didn't you
I'm just asking.
But you're a public employee and you're raising your voice at me. You're being confrontational.
You think I'm raising my voice?
Oh yeah, you're being confrontational since the beginning. Barking orders at me, unlawful orders at that.
I'm not barking orders.
You know
I'm
how many
asking
times?
you your name.
You know how many times I've been in this library recording?
How many?
I don't know, like 5.
Okay.
And the only time you guys did a good job.
Okay, frauditors are there to cause a fight. They're there picking a fight.
Was the one time when the HR director, Padma, or the public relations lady, Padma, came.
Frauditors lie.
And gave us a
She's a
full
better
tour.
woman than I.
Yeah, and she let us record whatever we wanted in here.
She's still better than I. You know what? You're fine to be doing whatever you're doing. I just felt like it was my obligation to the rest of the people to let you know what the rules are.
That's fine. You can let me know the rules, but you can't expect me. You can't demand that I follow those rules.
I'm not demanding. Did
Okay.
I demand? I don't think I did.
I don't know. I'd have to look back. I don't think you demanded, but you came off like confrontational in the beginning.
I'm sorry about that.
Raising your voice and, you know,
Not trying
upset
to
because I won't give you my name.
Not trying to be confrontational. What's that?
Can you help me? Sure.
You cannot argue with the frauditor using logic. The only thing you can use with a frauditor is force. That's the only thing they understand. Reasoning with a frauditor, you're wasting your time. These guys are here to start a fight. And stupid jackasses like their subscribers, the lens lickers, give them money. How stupid can you be?
What's up?
If you make me lose my balance.
Oh, I'm trying to stay out of your way.
Don't hurt her.
Better.
Don't hurt her.
Well, I mean, she's pretty.
This guy's trying to do his job. He's trying to be helpful. He has no support from his supervisors. But the frauditors still file a complaint on him. Yeah, they're useless. And the thing about frauditing is it pays a lot of money. It's a payday. That's why they do it. They're doing it for the money. Professional asshole, millionaire.